And our final speaker for this evening, co-founder of the Safe Schools Coalition Australia, the one and only Ros Ward.
All right. Hello, everybody. How are you going? I want to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, pay my respects to them, and to acknowledge that this land that we're on tonight was stolen. It was never ceded. It was a country that's invaded. That's the correct way that the historians in Sydney have said, and I agree with them. I also want to acknowledge the LGBTI elders in our community who stood out the front for us tonight, but more than that, are standing with us every single day of the week. And I want to have a little shout out, just because it was in the news today, to Bruce Springsteen. I don't know if people have read this news story, but he's basically refused to play in North Carolina because they've passed a bill that's extremely transphobic about the toilets that people can use. And he said, oh, if that's what your state is going to do to transgender people, I'm not going to sing there, I'm not going to play there. So well done, Bruce Springsteen. So if anybody wants to pick a particular song, I'll start it off. And no, not really. I'm not going to sing. You deserve better. I want to acknowledge the fact that it's been a really pretty tough time for Safe Schools Coalition, and for me personally. I've been targeted in the media by certain people in the community because I stand up for social justice and equality, and I'm not going to sit down. I'm going to keep standing up, and I'm here tonight to give you that message again. And do you know why they're so pissed off with Safe Schools Coalition? It's because we're winning. We're winning. Things are changing. The world is changing. We're changing it in Victoria. Each and every person in this room is changing the world, and you should believe in yourselves that you're doing that right now. We're winning, and they don't like it. And the whole of our team at Safe Schools Coalition Victoria, who are all here tonight, want to assure you that things will continue to change. We are not going to be stopping anything that we're doing in Victoria, and we're going to continue to create change. And none of us were expecting what happened to happen. There's always been opposition to our program, but nothing quite like this, not at the political scale that we've seen. My mum, my whole family actually are in England. I don't have any family in Australia. My mum texted me in the middle of all of it. She's obviously just started looking at the internet or something. She texted me, hey, what's happening? Are you about to bring down the government in Australia? And she said, because if you are, I'm very proud of you for being my daughter. So thanks, Mum. And I want to reflect on what we've seen as a response to all of this shit, basically. And I think it reminds all of us that there's a strength inside us. There's a strength that's sometimes hidden and sometimes open, and sometimes that strength comes out in ways that we're not expecting. And I think it reminds us as well that we have strength in our community, like Micah said. And I think sometimes we need to stop and recognise and value that, and the strength that we get from all the people around us in our lives. And on that though, I want to thank my team at Safe Schools Coalition Victoria, Mel and Matt and Joel, who are at the back. Can you give them a big cheer? There's honestly not three greater people in the world that you could hope to work with, and I should know I recruited them, so that's good. And I want to thank Minus 18 and all the partners of Safe Schools Coalition, the growing list of supporter organisations, and Micah and Margot and the people who've been with us every step of the way and will be with you every step of the way. Thousands of people have said, hands off Safe Schools Coalition and we support you. And the rallies that we've had in Victoria have been amazing. Hands up if anybody was at any of those protests. Hands up if you wish you were at those protests. Yeah. It was amazing. We've been getting hundreds of letters and emails of support at Safe Schools Coalition. This week, I just want to tell you one quick story. We got a hand-drawn card from a 7-year-old boy who's the brother of a transgender young person that we worked with. And in his card, he wrote, "I'm really sorry that the Prime Minister is trying to take your money away. We love you." The name of the person who I won't name. And this was the card that he sent. This is the impact that it's having. We've had groups of parents of gender diverse and transgender people come together to take action, teachers, unions, community organisations, but most of all, I think the real action and the dynamism in the campaign to say Hands Off Safe Schools Coalition has been from young people like you, the people in this room, who have said, we're not going anywhere, our lives matter, queer lives matter, and homophobic and transphobic bullying is not going to be ignored anymore in schools. We must see representations of ourselves in all of our classes. If we want to affirm our gender identities at school, we should be able to in every single school in Victoria. And all of our relationships with whoever we want to have them with, in whatever ways we want to have those relationships in, should be equally recognised and valued. Because do you know what? There's no way we're going backwards. We're just not doing it. In Victoria, together, we are going to continue to make sure that schools are safe, supportive and inclusive for same-sex attracted, gender diverse and intersex people. No exceptions. And I want to end with a quote from one of my favourite poets, the revolutionary in Chile in the early 1970s, and he was called Pablo Neruda. And he said, "You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming." Have an amazing night, everybody. Thank you. Okay, now have fun. Eat all the food. Have all the sugar.